Good morning to a beautiful sand-ridden day 20. Crackle over my feet. Okay, so it is 7:10 in the morning. We've had a bit of a rain shower already. Found the boys en route, so I picked them up. Oh, God. Stuff all over my feet. Yeah, so today I'm going to try and track down the project manager, our man that's running the job, Sean, and try and find out from him at the moment what his plans are for the week. As I briefly said yesterday, we're hoping to try and get the steel delivered tomorrow. Steel meaning, in our world, RSJs, etc., nothing like that. No, it's rebar, the rebar and the wire that they need to make the cages that goes into the concrete to reinforce. So we need to get that arranged for tomorrow, because apparently he's told me that he thinks that he might be getting the rebar team here for Wednesday, so they can build Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. We'll need to do that because obviously we need to be in a situation where we're laying concrete. Sorry if you can't hear me, by the way, because of the wind. Laying concrete for Monday. So as I said to you yesterday, the guys have actually started laying out all the batter boards, the batter corners. Today I'm sure they'll start laying out the formwork and any panelling they'll need to sort of start setting out some of the footings. So today's about sort of topping up the account, getting the steel ordered, and the steel has to be put away. So we're going to need to put the actual steel in the containers and then take out, manufacture and put back, because you literally can't leave anything metal out in this condition, because technically as soon as the sea salt gets hold of it, then the rust starts, and as soon as the rust starts you can't stop it, and that's what causes 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line concrete to start exploding and blowing apart, because obviously it rusts from within. So I'm going to catch up with him later on this morning to find out what his plans are, ensure that the actual steel is ordered for tomorrow, ensure that the team are actually going to be here tomorrow doing the manufacturing, and then try to ensure that we're on target to start pouring on Monday. Otherwise it will be Tuesday, Wednesday and then another week, etc. We were meant to have poured over a week ago to what we initially discussed, but now I've seen what we had to do. It would have been near on impossible, apart from bringing in double the amount of people we had. I also want to talk to him about wood, to make sure that we've got enough to do the actual slab. I'll turn it around and show you. I think we've got enough wood to do half, pour, set, take the wood back out again, do the other half. So that was 10 to 13,000 in total with the wood and the boarding, etc. Probably a little bit more than that actually. So obviously to pour in one slab we would have to order more wood in, which would be another 10 to 15,000. And with that being rude, we may as well just do one half, get poured and redone again. The downside, I need to find out what the delay is going to be on that before I make that final decision. But obviously wood at this present time around the world, especially here, is not cheap. Just the 4x2s I think was 7,800, nearly 8,000, not including VAT, that is. And obviously then we actually bring in the actual boarding as well, sort of the manufactured boarding, which again I think that was about sort of 4,000 as well. So then you start adding the nails, etc. to it, just to do the setting out to pour the concrete. It's sort of costing you the best part of what it would have cost, 30 to 40,000 in material just to do that. So just trying to keep the budget in control. So anyway, I'll liaise with him later on today and give you a bit more of an update. I did put a sheet, an insulation sheet on top of the container yesterday to try and keep the heat away. It seems to have held up overnight, which is good news. I don't want to go down the whole thing in case it blew off, but it seems to have remained up there. So I'll see how that's changed the heat today. But obviously, as you can see, the sun just hits one side during the day and then goes up and over the top and then lands up on the other side of the container for the rest of the day. So either way, even if it's the top, it's still going to get the heat. Dark blue just absorbs the heat. The cream one's over the road, so I mean, completely different temperature in there. So anyway, I just want to try and keep the heat down on those. If it means we have to try and go and get some paint and give it a roll quick to try and keep the heat off, then we might have to do it now. Lengthways, so that the actual sun would have gone up over the front and over the top and back over the rear. But anyway, it is what it is. Right, we'll check it later on today. Hopefully the rain stays off. Okay, so site manager's actually been out and established some levels for us. So now the batter boards are technically finished off. the lads have been working on the rebar wiring, which they've made about 500 in total. They're now just the sheeting that they've made for the concrete. Obviously, we have to make sure the actual floor's level. So that's where they're actually going to make up some of the actual concrete that they're going to need for these formworks, which again will go on the floor down here. And now we're waiting on the surveyor to come. So the surveyor's got to come out and actually now give us the real accurate levels, which I assume is going to happen at some point very shortly. But other than that, we're pretty much making a little bit of progress today. Not as much as I'd like to, because the stuff they've been doing is very small and manual, but it's obviously quite essential with regards to tying up all the actual the basket trays they're going to make. So hopefully the steel will be ordered today and delivered tomorrow, and we'll be in a situation where we can start laying out at some point in the next hour. Fingers crossed. So the rebar was delivered, dumped in the road. We've had to then cut it all apart, manually carry it into the container ourselves. How much? 4 ton? Huh? 4 ton? 4 tons. 4 tons of rebar. While Sean, the project manager, sits on site, we lift in his steel for him. Okay, we're pretty windy today. Okay, the rebar guys just dropped off, as you saw, just dumped in the middle of the road. We then had to use an angle grinder to cut them loose and then manually carry them in. So there's 4 of us carrying in 4 tons of steel. I'm not sure that's what should happen, but anyway, that's what did happen. Anyway, done now. They're all in the container. Obviously because of the salt, air, and the rusting element. So other than that, there's really not a lot we've got around to doing today. So I showed the pictures where we were earlier on, and there's nothing really moved since then. So we're still waiting on the surveyor to come out. And once he's actually come out, then we can start doing a little bit more towards the actual formwork, etc. But this corner here is about 3 to 4 inches too high. So they may have to do some digging out there, unfortunately. Not too sure if that is going to be the case or not. But we also had a bobcat that was placed there and a steamroller, and they came to pick them up today, and the batteries and everything were stolen out of them. So I've had cameras put above the containers, just on the corners there, just in case there's any sort of aggro going on. But they only went in and turned on yesterday, so didn't catch anything. So yeah, some buggers. Turned up, but certainly when this sort of cameras were going up and nothing was recorded. Anyway, other than that, day 19 over, so see you tomorrow.